people don't know what's going on and don't know who you are, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Taryn Young. I lived in Dallas my entire life. I didn't know if I was supposed to like mention stuff my first time. Yeah. Okay, so I experienced date rape by at least 13 different people, and I made a video addressing the situation and those people, and I basically wanted to spread more awareness about date rape, let those people know what they did, enlighten others if they've done it, or just to, again, bring awareness so that it won't happen to anybody else, hopefully. And yeah.
Okay, now, man, this is our second time recording the interview, goddamn. But now, you say you just recently found out what date rape was and how you were date raped.
Yes.
Maybe 2 years ago?
Well, like a year, literally around this time, like a year ago. Well, no, it was like in January 2023, so like a year ago.
Okay. Now, what made you seek counseling?
I was going through a horrible, toxic breakup. They were literally gaslighting, manipulating, cheating, like just horribly threw off my head. And I literally like wanted to take my life. I like wanted to end it. I didn't see a way out. If it wasn't for my family and my siblings, like my siblings and my mom, I literally would have taken my life, but I was just like, okay, you know, like, let me try to do something. So I started talking to somebody, and I had let them know, for whatever reason, I don't even know what made us bring it up, I had let them know about a situation that had happened with it, and that I felt some type of way. I didn't really know why, but I just did. And they were like, oh, well, you feel some type of way because you were date raped. Like, that's literally date rape. And so when I started thinking about it more, I'm like, oh, well, like, what the fuck? Like, that's happened like so many times. And so at the time I had made a video just addressing date rape and the videos that I had taken the nights that it happened, and like what I was doing like prior, like before all of it happened, basically. And it had brought a lot of awareness. I got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people didn't know about it and was happy that I shared it and stuff like that.
Okay, now you said you just went back and looked at some videos from the first night you were date raped?
So when I found out about it, I then went and did that.
And looked at yourself, like you talking about like Snapchat memories,
yeah, like stuff like
that.
Yeah.
All right, now if you can bring us to like your state of mind during that time, and you talking about this is your first experience of date rape, correct?
So I don't know the first experience. Like, I don't know exactly when it first happened.
But there was a memorable experience.
There was one, yes, in particular, because I truly felt like just fucked up about it afterwards, and I didn't know why.
Okay, before you walk us through what happened, like, okay, after you talked to a therapist, you said, after you talked to your therapist, did you reassessing the situation? You like, damn, well, okay, was I like, what? How were you thinking? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was I too fucked up, or was, you know what I'm saying? Or
so I then just started like remembering stuff, because I had told friends. I had been like, you know, like, damn, like I was so fucked up, I don't even remember, like, you know, fucking them and stuff like that. But it wasn't even nothing that. It was just that, you know, like, just so cavalier with it because I didn't know about it.
Okay, so going back to that footage, like looking at yourself, like, can you kind of explain your state of mind at that time?
Oh, and almost all of the videos, I'm literally drinking. I'm literally drinking, out partying at the club.
Like, what you drinking? Like, what would you like?
My like go-to would be like Casamigos. Okay. I really love that. I got put on that. I liked Blanco, but I could do Reposado too. I'm not picky. I can literally drink whatever. Like, it does not fucking matter. And I prefer like a shot because it's so gross. I don't want to just sit there and drink it.
Like, what's your usual, like, what you think your drinking limit is? Like,
oh my God, I have no idea. It so varies depending on how much I eat, what I'm doing that day. Like, there could be one day where I take 3 to 6 shots and I'm so fucked up, and the next day days later I take 10 shots and I'm totally fine. Like, it was always hit or miss, and normally the sections that I was in, people ordered different bottles, so in a sense it's kind of hard not to mix. And some of those situations that happened, I had mixed. And so, like, yeah.
So walk us through your first incident of date rape.
Okay, so again, I don't know if it was the first time that it happened. It's okay. But
walk us through the time, your most memorable date rape experience. My bad.
Yes. So it was a promoter guy. I had met him out at the club was called Bitter Inn at the time. It could still be that, but it was called Bitter Inn, and he like approached me trying to like it definitely like fuck with me, like he wanted my number and stuff, and I was like, no, like I'm good, like I'm not interested. He's like, okay, well, like I'm a promoter, like you can come out with me and, you know, like promote with me and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And that had to be like a Monday or a Tuesday, and then he had hit me up like the next day after he had got my number and had asked me to like come and drink with him, like drink wine and just chill at his place. And I was like, no, like I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't want to do that. Like I'm not interested in any of that. Like we can only hang out whenever we're like we're only hanging out whenever we go out in public, basically. So he was like, okay. And he was like, okay, we're going out this Friday. We're going to pregame and then we're going to go out. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get dropped off at his place. And I like get inside and realize nobody else is there. So I obviously should have took that red flag and ran with it and left, but I didn't want to make my ride. I have to turn all the way around. It was like 30 minutes to get there. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll be fine, whatever. We started playing games, and he had asked me if I wanted to start drinking, like, you know, pre-gaming, and he had offered wine at first, and I was like, no, like, I don't want to mix. I had a really bad experience with mixing, and so he then got liquor, and I was up in the bedroom. I didn't go with him to get the drinks, the alcohol, the cups, nothing. Another red flag of mine I shouldn't have ignored.
How y'all make it to the bedroom?
So that's just where we were playing the game at. Like, we were just up there.
Like when you came in, he like invited you to the room, or was it like, or was it just?
Well, after, so we, like, I was upset. Like, I had told him, I was like, so why, like, we had a discussion about, like, why is nobody here? Like, that's not what you said. I told you, like, and for whatever way, he was able to talk himself out of it. And he had already had, like, music playing and stuff in the bedroom, and he was still, like, getting ready or something like that. So he was just like, let's just go to the bedroom, you know, like, whatever. So we just go to the bedroom and we're playing the game. We're taking shots, like loser takes shots. And we were playing like some type of bop it light up game. And I remember like, that was literally my last memory, was just us playing that bop up game. And then I literally woke up to him trying to put his dick in my mouth. Like, I remember like not fully having my eyes open, but being able to see like him like grabbing like or pulling my chin down and trying to put his dick in my mouth. And it almost seemed like he realized like I was waking up, so he like walked away. And then he got a phone call and they were like asking him like where he was and if we were on the way, and he was like, yeah, like we're about to be on the way and da-da-da-da, and I'm coming too. And then I start asking him like basically like what the fuck, like what do we do, like da-da-da-da. And I had brought that incident up to her because again, like I had specified to him I didn't want to be alone with him, I wasn't interested in him. I had let him know I felt some type of way about it whenever we got there. Like at no point anything that I was doing showed that I was interested. But again, that doesn't matter even if I was interested or not, but that was just why I had brought it up to her, because I felt so upset and just disgusted because I mean, I'm shallow. He was just so fucking ugly. Like, I wouldn't have fucked him. Like, it was just so like, no, like that would not happen. So I just really felt some type of way about it, and it had made me bring it up. And that's whenever I had found out about it. And I was like, okay, well, wait, like I've had that happen before and literally didn't think anything of it. Nor did the people that explained to me the next morning, because I'm not remembering us having sex, you know, did they seem like that was not normal, or like that was like an issue, or like it wasn't okay that I didn't remember them doing whatever they're telling me they did? Because again, I have no recollection. Like that is another really big concern with the situation, is that I don't know, like, was I literally like dead, passed out? Like, was I enjoying it? Was I fighting for my life? Like, I have no recollection of that entire time. So there's no to tell what happened. And like, that's fucking bothering. Like, you know, like.
Damn. I hate that we gotta do this all over again. But it's like a lot, like I read a lot of the comments and it was a lot of different comments, a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people were saying they don't believe you. And another big issue was like how long the list of
people were. Yeah.
Like a lot of people saying like, how could you let this happen over and over and over again? How could you put yourself in these same situations? So the
let and put is just so fucking crazy, because who the fuck would let that? Who would put them in that? Who, like, obviously it was unintentional.
What I think people are saying is like,
I wasn't self-aware and I was.
Nah, it's a pattern. You know, like okay, like certain things should be a red flag after a while. Like, you know, like maybe, okay, maybe I won't take shots with this. Like, okay, let's say like the first, your most memorable experience. You said dude told you he was finna have people over.
But the thing with patterns is you have to realize it at first to even realize that it is a pattern. If I didn't know anything about it, I'm not putting thought into thinking further deeper into it and like, oh, wait, this happened with this guy. Oh, and then wait, it happened again. Like my mind is not thinking that because none of the times that it happened, when those people explained it to me the next morning, did it seem like it was any big deal. And again, I didn't know about it, so I'm not.
I feel like it was a big deal in the moment.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think, let me go look this up. Like, I feel like I was too drunk. Like, I even talked to friends about it, and I don't even think they knew what it was. Or if they did, maybe they just didn't want to tell me because they didn't want me to feel some type of way. I don't know. But I would tell friends, like, yeah, I got so drunk, and, you know, like, I fucked this dude, and I don't even remember, and da-da-da-da. Like, and it would just slip off the tongue. Like, it was so cavalier. So it's like, obviously, if I realized it was happening and I felt some type of way, or like, you know, like if you just realize a pattern, like obviously you're gonna better assess. I was not in the right headspace to try to look at any patterns or even notice any patterns. Like,
right. And another thing was said is like some of these guys, you were actually in a situation with them from one point to another.
I don't, like we were like talking
or dealing with them in some type of capacity. Like
a lot of them I went to high school with. A lot of them I've been literally knowing for over 13 years. So it was really hard for me to like come to terms with these people literally knowing me for this long, me knowing them. I even lived with one of them and their mom at some point. One of them, like most of them know my mom. It's like really hard for me to be like, damn, like I can't believe they did that. But that's why in my video I address saying like, I don't know who intentionally or didn't know, you know, who, I didn't know who intentionally did it or who didn't know that they were doing it. I just know that it happened to me, and it happened with every single person on that list. So I put that out there to, again, make them be aware, because I feel like a lot of people hear that word and they're like, oh my God, I didn't force her, I didn't drug her. Like, no, I didn't. Like,
so a lot of things, and I think this is probably what a lot of people are missing, is a difference between, I guess it's a difference between date rape and sexual assault.
Yeah, so
do you feel like you were sexually assaulted?
Well, I mean, yeah, I was date rape to me is sexual assault.
Okay, now, I'm asking this because I got the definition here.
Okay.
You know, I just want to go over it so everybody clear, you know?
Yes.
So, sexual assault under the Texas law. One of the most serious crimes under Texas law involves an allegation of sexual assault or rape under the Texas Penal Code, section 22011-0. Under this statutory scheme, sexual assault is generally defined as a non-consensual, unwanted sexual contact against another person involving penetration. Okay, that's one paragraph.
That's it. Yes. Okay. So I agree. Right there. Okay. The very last part, the non-consent. I was too fucked up to give consent. At the form that I was too, or at the, you know, place or whatever that I was too fucked up to give consent, that is date rape. That is sexual assault. Like, that is not okay. Like, that is literally where the problem lies.
Okay, now a lot of people, like, because people drink, like, in Texas, we drink here, you know.
Hell yeah.
Niggas have a good time, you know.
But I also didn't really start drinking until that time too. I wasn't a big drinker. I was always a big smoker. I still am a more so smoker than drinker. Like, I was not big on alcohol. So that was my coming into Dallas, coming into the world, coming into drinking.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 27.
Okay.
At the time I was 25 when I was 24 when it was happening. I was 25, or I'm sorry, about to be 25 whenever I found out that it happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now a lot of people say that it could have been like mutual thing, like that the guys might have been just as equally
drunk as me. Okay, so with that, the reason that I know that they weren't is because, one, I'm tiny as fuck, and I was way tinier then. Like, I mean, I had to be at least 15 pounds smaller. Like I said, was in a horrible toxic relationship. Like, you could see my bones, like, skinny.
Ever, like, force you to drink? Like, were people forcing you to take shots, or was it like
No, I don't think it was anything like that. I think it was very much like you want a shot, hell yeah, or I just bought some shots, you want to take some shots, like yeah. I don't think any of those times was ever them being like you need to drink this. Like no, I very much like was aware and wanting to take the shots. Like
okay,
yeah.
So by the point where you get like past your limit, do you feel like it's automatically on the man to be like, you know what, you're too drunk, we're not finna do this?
I think I don't think men are, it doesn't, I feel like people just know, you know when somebody is drunk, and it's like, you also have to think about when people go out and they're drinking shots, nobody's waiting the amount. You're literally supposed to wait like 30 or 40 minutes to fill your shot. Who the fuck is waiting that long? No, we're taking them back to back to back, waiting maybe 20 minutes and then taking more. So at the point that I'm so drunk, I'm not even realizing that I'm that drunk, and I'm like, yeah, like, or not so drunk. I'm too drunk that I don't need to take any more shots, and I'm like, yeah, like, let's take some more because I'm not feeling all the ones yet. I haven't given it time to feel every single one, so I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Then I take more shots, and then I'm not good, and then it's like, fuck it, like, I'm too drunk, like, I don't fucking care, like, hell yeah, let's keep drinking, like, I'm not.
I have to delete that first video I did because it ain't even, you know. But yeah, now, so you said you get to the point where you don't realize your limit. It was a comment on here. I just want to know what you think about it. It was a comment that said like you were the common denominator. What if you were actually the one?
Well, the reason that I know that I didn't do it to them and it didn't happen to both of us is because we didn't both wake up and was like, oh damn, like did we have sex? Like do you know if we had sex? Like it was not confusion on both ends. It was very much they knew we had sex. They could literally explain it to me or explain something to me. Again, I don't remember it, so I don't know. I'm literally having to go off of their word. But they were the ones to always tell me the next morning. Either I would wake up in their bed, they'd wake up in my bed, whatever, and we would have the discussion. Like I'm like, okay, like did we have sex? They're like, oh yeah, like you don't remember, or yeah, like some of them literally thought I was playing when I was telling them that. Like they were like laughing about it, like yeah, like you don't remember, like what do you mean, like we did this and that, like da-da-da. I'm like, no, I don't remember any of that. And again, how cavalier and how just nonchalant they were with telling me in each and every one of them. It was not like, you know, it was just one, like no, all of them were so cavalier with it. Again, me not knowing, hearing them explain it, it's almost like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, like, yeah, I wanted it, like, we enjoyed it, like, it was fine, like, everything went good, like, I'm going off of them and trusting them because I would never do that to somebody, and people project all the time, and so I project all the time and be like, oh, you know, you would never do this because I would never do that, and that's not how you can view situations. So a lot of those people I'm trusting because I'm like, there's no way you would do this because I wouldn't do that to you, and you know, we fuck with each other, like we've been going to school together, know each other over 13 years, or we just fuck with each other, like you're, you know, in a sense you're saying you care about me or whatever, like all of those things. And so it's like, I'm trusting them that they, you know, will take care of me if that situation occurs, and it did occur, and then I had to go off of what they told me happened, and you being able to tell me verbatim what happened and you remembering lets me know that you were definitely not taken advantage of, and more so of the fact I'm tiny. Those people weigh way more than I do, at least 50 pounds over me. It's gonna take you way more to get drunk than it takes me, and if we're both drinking the same amount, I'm definitely gonna be more fucked up than you. Like that's kind of common sense.
For sure.
So that's how I know that I'm the fuck common denominator. That is so stupid. Like, no, I was a freaking ignorant, and ignorant just means you don't know, which is what most of these people are in the comments, are ignorant. It's the not knowing of something. I was ignorant to date rape. I didn't know about it, so I didn't know that it was happening to me. Obviously, if I did, I would have figured out the pattern, better adjusted myself, better did things, stopped doing certain things, obviously, because that's what I did after I found out.
So I have a couple more questions, and you can share what you want to share. It was two things. Like a lot of people in the comments are saying they're gonna like either like sue you or like for defamation of character. Are you afraid of anything like that? And then another thing, a lot of people was asking like, if like, you know what I'm saying, you've been through your situations with this many times, why wouldn't you go to the police instead of going to the internet?
Okay, so with the people with the defamation, no, I'm not worried about that. I had a situation with somebody that I wanted to do that with, and it is literally so hard to prove and do anything with that I'm not worried about that at all. If they want to try to press, it's like it's it literally comes down to a he say, she say. I had somebody, they had called one of my ex-friends that would be around, and they were trying to use her as like a witness because he's gonna go press charges and stuff like that. And I'm like, it doesn't matter whoever says what on your character. If that's the case, I could have hella people lined up saying stuff about my character. Like, only me and that person were there. So it's like, how am I defamating your character if I'm literally speaking on an instance that happened with me and you, and you're basically agreeing that it happened, but you're not necessarily agreeing to how it happened, but you're agreeing that it happened. We're the only two people that were there. Like, that's literally me explaining my side of the fucking story, what happened to me. Like, again, it was to make people be aware and make them be aware. So no, I'm not worried about the defamation of character. I don't care. But that is another reason why I feel like it's so stupid for people to be like, oh, she's lying. Why the fuck would I risk having to deal with that? Who wants to deal with any type of legal court, anything, or shit like that? Like that, again, these are all very serious accusations, you know, all of that. Like, this is a very serious fucking topic. And the amount of women that have told me that they were raped by either the same people or other people that I know, or just people in general, the amount of women that have messaged me, I'm honestly so fucking happy I put it out there. And what was your second question? I'm sorry.
Why didn't you go to the police instead of...
Because it's so hard to prove that. It's so hard to prove that somebody did that to you. And again, at the time, I didn't even know about it. I didn't find out about it until like a year later from all of the incidents. I just so happened, I love taking videos. I'm such a video person. I just so happened to have the videos and remember the instances that I felt some type of way and put two and two together. Like, that's what happened to me.
Okay. One more thing, and this is just what like people are saying in defense of themselves. There's some people saying that you actually soliciting yourself for sex. Is there any truth to that?
What? No. What does that have to do with anything, though?
They're saying like you. I don't know. That's just what they're saying. Like, it's not.
What does that mean? Like selling myself?
Yes.
No. I will say that definitely nobody is ever about to be messing with me if they're not doing anything for me, for sure. We're about to be going on dates, or we're about to be doing fucking something, like, for sure. Nobody is just about to be in my life benefiting off of me for nothing, like, of course, but no. And even if that was a thing, what does that have to do with any of this? That's another thing. People are addressing things or trying to address things that have nothing to do with the situation. Like, that has nothing, even if so, like, so if somebody is soliciting themselves, they can't be date raped, or they are prone or should be date raped, or should be raped, taken advantage of?
Not at all.
I'm just
saying like that's what.
No, not you. I'm not. I know this is not. I'm like just speaking like hypothetically. Like, I'm just saying like, so, like, I'm saying like there is basically no point to bring that up.
It could be a yes today and a no tomorrow. You know, someone does that or not, like, that's their business. But at the same time, I guess in their defense, what some of these dudes are saying is that, like, it wasn't unsolicited. It wasn't an unsolicited notion. If you and them had a relationship, or y'all were, you know, in dealings with each other.
Wait, I don't understand. I'm sorry.
What they're saying is that they didn't force you to do anything or take advantage of you. Like, this is what you wanted to do. Like, it was a mutual understanding that, you know.
But again, that's why I feel like people need to look up, like, the guys that are like, I didn't do that, no I didn't, I can't believe she's saying that about me. You don't even know what you're saying you didn't do, because you didn't look up what it is. And if you did, you wouldn't be saying that you didn't do it. Like, if you literally look up what it is, it tells you, like, what date rape is. Somebody is too incapacitated. Somebody is under the influence of drugs. They cannot give consent. So, like, even if we had sex the day before, had sex that morning, and I got too fucking drunk that night, and even in that moment I wanted to have sex with you, I'm like, yes, let's have sex. You think that we're good to go? If I was too drunk, it's not good to go. It is literally date rape. At the point that I am too incapacitated, or you know, and or too drunk, like, no, it's literally a fucking no, and it should be a no. You shouldn't even want to have sex with somebody that's that fucking drunk. Like, I don't know. There's like, who wants to do that? But yeah, no, I don't see.
No, for sure.
Again, like,
bro, it's been a thing here in Dallas I know one of the clubs in Dispelling got shut down because they said the bartenders were
drugging girls.
Drugging girls.
I feel like that happened to me, and I don't even think that the night that happened to me, I don't even think that I went home with anybody, but I literally got kicked out of that club. Like, they literally carried me out of the club because I was so drunk, and it made no sense because me and my friend were drinking the same amount, but I was literally trashed. She said I was literally falling over in the bathroom, like, to the point where the clerk in the bathroom like told the security out there, and it just didn't make any sense why I was that drunk. So I felt like it did happen then. And with that dude who I was saying, like, the main situation that made me even want to, you know, bring it up and talk to somebody about it, I felt like that's what he had to do because of how just the whole situation, how it played out, how groggy I was, just how fucked up I was. And again, like, at the time, like, I'm not thinking of it. And to go to the police thing, it's literally almost impossible to prove that type of stuff. So I'm gonna sit here and have to explain my story to all these people, make them believe me, try to make them believe me, make them doubt this other person that's gonna basically be talking down on me, saying they didn't do these things, and do that with 13 different fucking people? Like, no. It's so much easier for me to go on social media, post to make it aware for those people and for other people that could have been doing it, didn't even know that they were doing it, had it done to them. Like, it was literally to bring awareness to the entire situation, to date rape itself. Because again, people are like, they didn't force me, they didn't drug me. That's not what the fuck it is, like, at all. Like, that's not at all what I was saying. And again, I was friends with a lot of them. I hung out with them after we had sex. Like, I didn't know that it was what it was. But once I found out, I cut them off. And with all this, like, to go to the police, I don't even know if I want to press charges, because again, who wants to have to go deal with all that? But if I can at least prevent somebody, like, either doing it or it happening to them, like, why would I not do that? Like, who the fuck is not gonna want to make sure that somebody would not have to live with some shit that they're gonna have to live with for the rest of their lives? And literally is like, I get triggered so much from things because of those situations that I went through. And so it's like, no, like, I feel like it was definitely worth it. And I definitely wanted to bring awareness to it because, again, a lot of people, I feel like, didn't know what it was, just like I didn't know what it was.
Okay, now, before the camera shut off, I asked you if these 13 guys that's on your list walked in the room today, what do you feel like you would be able to reach common ground with them or find some understanding? Like, what do you think will happen?
There's no common ground or understanding. Some of them have reached out, and I've literally ignored all of them. Even some of their girlfriends have reached out, and I've ignored all of them because it's like, there's nothing for us to discuss or talk about. At the moment that I woke up next to you and you told me that we had sex and I had no recollection of it and you had every recollection of it, you date raped me. There's no need to go back and forth with it. If they were to come in here, if I were to see them, I feel like I would have a fucking anxiety attack because I had seen one after the situation happened, and I literally had that after he had, like, walked away. And it was almost muscle memory to, like, speak back to him, like, say hey, because he was a part of a friend group that I was with. I had went to high school with him. Like, it was a very familiar face, and it made my whole body shut down because it was such a, like, black and white reaction. Like, oh, let me speak because I know them, we're cool. And oh no, this person's fucked up. They fucked you over. They took advantage of you. Like, no. And my body, like, literally just went into shock. Like, it was just so weird. And then after, I literally had, like, a fucking nervous panic attack, breakdown, whatever, anxiety attack, like, whatever the fuck anybody wants to call it. Like, it was so triggering. And I've had them message me, and even that triggers me. Even that just throws me off. Like, why did you block me? Why aren't we friends no more? Why you take me off of, you know, Snapchat or whatever the case may be? And it's just so, like, these people really didn't know or don't know or know and are continuously doing it or will continue to do it. I've had so many girls message me about almost every single one of those people that I listed, that they did something to them, that they know of somebody that that person did something to, or other people that I know of or don't know of, you know, of it happening to them. And so many women in Dallas, so many fucking women. It is literally insane how many people won't come forward because of all of the shit that I'm literally having to deal with. All the backlash, all the doubting, like, she's lying, oh, she needs to put on more clothes. Even if I walk around butt ass naked, shaking my ass in front of everybody, at no point does that mean that I want you to come touch me, that I want you to talk to me, that I want you. Like, what a woman wears, what a woman does, unless they tell you that they want that, they don't fucking want that. Like, if that's the way that people need to view things, then view it that way. I hate that the world is so like, oh, you need to cover up, you need to not do this, you need to not do that so that men won't do this or that they won't do that. Like, no, you should teach people to not fucking do things regardless of if somebody does something or not. If this person is drunk, you shouldn't tell them, oh, you were too drunk, you shouldn't have been that drunk. No, this person shouldn't have fucking take advantage of you. They should have been a decent fucking human being, had some morals, had some just awareness, whatever, to not do those things. Like,
sure. Now, what do you say to the ones that like that you had some consent for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of these people are saying like that y'all had dealings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course we did. Most of the people I had sex with numerous times. It's literally, if I,
so before or after date rape?
That's the thing. Some of it could have been afterwards. At that time, when it happened, I had no idea about it. So it literally could have been, we have sex 5 times, it's all great. That 6th time you date rape me, I didn't know that it was anything. I didn't think anything of it. We had sex 4 more times after that, and then we just, for whatever, cut our ties. And then a year later, I find out that, wait, that one time was date rape. Like, it is not to say that every single time they did it. It's not to say that the very first time, middle time, I don't know exactly what time it was in the sex life of every one of those people, but I know it happened with each and every one of those people at least one time, if not more. And I know for sure it happened at least 3 times with one person because, you know, like, obviously I fucking remember that, but I'm just like, yeah, like, and again, if I would have known what it was, if it wasn't made such a little deal, like, oh yeah, like, you don't remember, like, you know, like, that's kind of like whatever, like, the way they would explain it would just be so nonchalant, like, it's like nothing, like, they do this all the time, like, they're so used to this, like, they're used to girls telling them they don't remember, like, and again, I didn't know anything about it. And so, like, yeah, like how the fuck am I, like, I was, again, ignorant to the fact, just like all the people in the comments are ignorant to the fact of what exactly it is and what it can, or what it persists of, or I can't think of the word.
So the people that think you're clout chasing and you just want, like, that
I'm what?
Clout chasing.
Oh my God.
Like, what do you say to that?
I say that I don't care about that shit. What is that supposed to do for me? What do I get with that? I guess that's literally it. I guess, let me say, it makes sense that you would think that. Okay. Because,
now, what do you want the people to know about you, or going forward? Like, what do you want your message to be to the world?
Literally to just educate yourself on sexual assault, on all different types of stuff like that, date rape, taking advantage of people, what exactly stuff like that is, what it consists of, because it's so much more than just this one thing. Like, it goes so much deeper than just that, and I feel like that's the disconnect. I also feel like more schools should teach more classes on stuff like that. Like, if I would have heard about that growing up, like, I would have not have let it happen to me. I would have been more aware of it, would have known as soon as it happened. Then maybe I would have went to the police right after, you know, like, it was so long after the fact that it happened that it would just be almost pointless. Like, I will most likely not go anywhere with this. It's gonna take a toll on me. There's no point. But my main goal in all of this was to make those 13 men aware of what they did to me, make other men, women aware, because not just men do it, you know, of their actions, and just to make more people aware of date rape itself, and to, like I said, educate themselves more on stuff like that. Like, that's literally it.
Okay. Now, like, what advice would you have to, like, women out here watching you that, you know, you may have gave them a voice, or them might want to come forward and share their stories? Like, what advice would you give them?
Oh, I loved hearing like all the stories, all the positive comments. Like, it literally is helping so much, and it makes me feel so good that even just one person was, you know, wanting to like share that or could relate and stuff like that. But I would say, definitely just keep in mind with the backlash, for sure. Like, it definitely sucks, and I'm sure it's just gonna get worse. I've already had people contact my job. I've already had people contact my family. Like, it definitely is horrible, but I feel like
a lot of threats.
Yeah.
Are you scared?
I wouldn't necessarily say scared. I am like a spiritual person. I very much feel like what's gonna happen is gonna happen, and it's kind of like there's nothing in a sense that we can do about it. So if that's what's meant to happen, then I mean it is. But I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, I'm more so scared of the people around me, my boyfriend, my family, people at my job. Like, I just don't want nobody to be affected by something I chose to do to help other people and to help myself. So, I mean, yeah, but I would definitely just say, like, speak up about it. I feel like if I would have spoke up, there's literally one of the guys, his name is CT, he's literally in jail right now for sexual assault and aggravated sexual assault. And I truly feel like if I would have spoke up, like named everybody a year ago, like when I found out, I could have prevented that, and probably other people that didn't go forward, you know, about him and stuff like that. And that was the promoter. That was the one who I had the first, not the first encounter, but that's who made me, you know, want to talk to the therapist about it. Like, I feel some type of way because he was a promoter and stuff like that. And so, or because of what he did, but he's a promoter. And so I feel like that's a really good lure. I had other girls tell me about other promoters that did it, and it's like, damn, like I was around those promoters. Like, I helped promote for them, help bring people to the clubs they're at, like, you know, like have brought people around them to their house. Like, it's just so crazy. And so I don't want to bash anybody for not speaking up. At the same time, though, speaking up can help prevent so many people to have not to have to go through what you went through. And I would not wish this on anybody. Like, and none of this was to bash any of those men or anything like that. And that was not what my video was, and that's not what I did. I literally specified, I am not sure if these people intentionally did this to me or not. Like, they knew what they were doing, but they still did it. It still happened. That's still what the situation was. If I were to go and hit somebody with my car and kill them, my intention wasn't to go out and kill nobody that today, wasn't to hit nobody with my car, but guess what? That person's still fucking dead, right? Like, so who fucking cares? Intentions or not, what I meant to do or not, what my view on the situation was or not, that person is still fucking dead. Like, so regardless, I just feel like, I don't know, it doesn't matter who feels like they did or didn't do something. I'm telling you what you did. There's no point in us having a discussion about it, because I had people wanting to talk about it, like, that I accuse, and I'm just like, what the fuck is there to talk about? I'm telling you what you did. You know what you did, because you remember. Like, you know what I'm talking about. It's not like you're just like, oh, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't remember explaining that. Well, you explained it to me the next morning. You did. That's the only reason I fucking know about it. Literally, they could have been scot-free if they would have said no. They would have been like, oh, no, we didn't have sex. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. You know, we just slept, we just hung out, we smoked, drink, okay, cool. No, they literally told me what happened, where, how, like, verbatim. So it's like, no, like, you know what the fuck you did. You didn't know what you were doing probably, and you don't know exactly what date rape is. That's why you're so like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, she would say that I did that. I did not do that. I didn't force anybody. Like, you don't know what you did because you don't know about it, so you can't say that you didn't do it. Does that, like, make sense?
Nah, I get what you're saying. Nah, shit, for people watching, if you want to, let them know where they can follow and find you and get in contact with you for anything.
Like what?
Like email, social media, if somebody want to get in contact with you.
Oh, I mean, yeah, all my social medias are the same. It's Moonchild Taryn, Teryn. But, I mean, yeah, I would only want it, I don't know, I guess let me not even say that. I would say for victims and stuff like that, but that sounds wrong to say, to message me. But I mean, yeah, no, I don't, it was not for me. I don't care for people to follow me. I don't, like, I'm not saying I won't accept if you want to tell me your story, because
maybe if it's like, you know, it's different type of programs and people that have like groups for things like, yeah, for outreach like this, like, sign off. You don't have like an email, then they can maybe reach out to you via email.
I mean, no, I don't check my email. I'll say my social medias, any one of them, they're all the same. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. All my names are the same on all of them. But I did have somebody actually reach out and ask me if I wanted to do interviews to help like other women, you know, girls, and stuff that have like been through stuff like that. And I'm most likely going to look into that, because yeah, I definitely don't mind like sharing my story. And it is very difficult. I know you asked me about the other girls, like if I could tell them, it is extremely fucking difficult. I don't want to let people know, like, I tell you, like, I still beat myself up about it. I still feel stupid. I still, you know, blame myself for putting myself in those situations. So it is very difficult to share that and be so vulnerable with so many people and hearing everybody's opinion on it when, you know, it's like, you know what happened to you, but somebody else is trying to tell you what happened to you and they don't even know it. It's just, it's hard not to respond, not to want to tell your side. Like, I saw some of those comments and I literally had to stop reading it. It made my anxiety go so nuts because it just fucking infuriated me that they were just so ignorant to the situation, like to just what the fuck they're trying to comment on. They had such strong opinions on something that they don't even know about. And it's like, I really want to tell you, but there's no point because you're obviously just too ignorant to, you know, like you're not going to get it. You basically already made your mind up about it, something you don't know, and I'm not going to waste my breath, but hopefully this will make them want to look up exactly what the fuck it is.
Knowing what you know now, do you feel like you will ever put yourself in this situation to make the same mistake?
No.
Like, what would be a red flag for you?
Any type of, honestly, I don't think I would ever like drink with a man alone again. And most of the time I was out drinking with friends and I just ended up leaving with the guy. So I just will not. Now
when you say, damn, like when you say that, do you, like, was it, you left with them, like, do you don't even remember how you left with them? Or?
Yes. Literally one of them, I had no idea that I even went home. I woke up so fucking confused, like, why am I not in my house? I don't even know where I'm at. And I look over, I'm like, oh, okay, I've been here before. Okay, this is so-and-so. Okay, like, yeah, like, there's so much lost memory within, or so much lost time, you know, with the situations. And so it's like, yeah, like, like I told you with that guy, I'm like, did I walk to the car? Like when we went to get McDonald's, like, did I walk to the car? Like, and again, he told me my order and I knew that he couldn't have been lying because he didn't know me. He doesn't know my normal order and I get the same thing everywhere I go. And he told me my order. So that's the only reason that I know that we went, or at least that he got me food. But again, I didn't see any of the bags. So it's like, yeah, no, a lot of those situations, I don't even remember going there. Like, I had a guy come over to my house. I don't remember us going to my house, but he ended up at my house, like, random person. Like, I was very wild and just careless and just going through too much to really be thinking about all the things that I should have been thinking about. But again, now I'm at a better place to where that's why I feel like my brain's like, oh, okay, well, you're now needing to work through all the stuff that you were putting off because you had so much other shit you needed to work through first. And that's what I was trying to do while all those things were happening to me.
Okay, well, so I appreciate you for coming on our platform.
Of course.
We gotta put this out as soon as possible. I know that the post went crazy, went viral. There's a lot of people commenting on this, still going crazy right now.
Is it really? Jesus Christ, I have not looked at it again.
I ain't looked at it, but I've been getting a lot of phone calls about it for sure.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, until next time, I appreciate you pulling up and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.